The rise and fall of the Andersons General Store in Ohio.
That's right. And our mission today is to really dive into the journey of this unique local institution. We're going to explore its agricultural roots, try to understand the forces behind its kind of surprising decline, and, pull out the key lessons that still resonate today. We've got a stack of sources here that paint a really comprehensive picture of the Andersons' incredible and ultimately pretty complex story.
Yeah, and this isn't just another business case study, right? The Andersons was a true hybrid retail marvel. Its story is really about community, about values, and also about that relentless march of change that shapes how we all shop. So let's unpack this. To really understand the Andersons, I think we have to start at the very beginning. What were its humble origins?
Okay. It all began back in 1947 in Maumee, Ohio. And initially, the Andersons was purely a grain elevator business, just focused on agriculture.
Yeah.
But the timing was interesting. The post-World War II boom created, well, incredible opportunities. It provided fertile ground not just for farming, but for a different kind of expansion, too.
Right. So how does a successful grain business pivot into retail? What was that next big step for them?
Well, that pivotal moment came in the 1950s. That's when they opened their very first retail location. And this was a huge strategic shift, really. They realized there was this growing need to serve not just farmers anymore, but also those rapidly expanding suburban families moving into Ohio's new neighborhoods.
Ah, okay. And their general store concept really stood out then, didn't it? It wasn't just like another department store.
No, it truly was unique. It was a real hybrid, sort of blending a farm supply store, a full grocery market, and a home improvement warehouse, all under one massive roof. Honestly, it was quite pioneering for its time. It created this one-stop shop experience, unlike pretty much anything else back then.
That sounds incredibly convenient, almost revolutionary for that era. Can you give us some examples? Like, what did that everything under one roof experience actually feel like? What could you buy there on a typical visit?
Oh, absolutely. Imagine walking in. You might pick up a gallon of milk for dinner, then wander over and browse through hardware for some tool you needed.
Hmm.
Maybe grab a bottle of high-end wine for a special occasion. And then, on your way out, you could literally toss a chainsaw into your cart. It really blurred the lines. They had everything from pet supplies and garden tools right alongside gourmet food and even heavy farm equipment. That Costco before Costco feel, well, that was really central to their early success. It gave customers this unparalleled convenience for that time.
Wow, that's quite a shopping list. Did that unique mix ever present any interesting challenges? Or maybe some funny stories from their history?
Well, I mean, the logistical challenges of managing such diverse inventory were certainly immense.
Yeah.
Looking back, it was maybe a preview of issues they'd face later on. But in those early days, definitely, the novelty and the sheer convenience far outweighed any internal complexities for the customer. At its peak, the Andersons operated multiple massive locations across Northwest and Central Ohio. So you had the original Maumee spot, Toledo, Columbus.
Yeah.
And they weren't just stores. People saw them as these incredibly inviting community gathering spaces, almost like a town square.
Interesting. So, beyond just the convenience and the huge variety, what was it that truly fostered that loyalty, that decades-long loyalty? Was it just the stuff they sold, or was there something deeper about their values?
It was definitely deeper. I think their commitment to, strong family values, really good customer service, and deep community engagement was absolutely central to their identity.
Oh.
They actively supported local 4-H clubs, for example. They sponsored agricultural events. They fostered an environment where the staff actually knew their customers. It created a kind of connection that, frankly, most retailers today can only dream of achieving.
Right. So they had this amazing dual appeal. They served both rural and suburban Ohioans with this incredibly broad inventory. And it was all delivered with that genuine Midwestern hospitality. It sounds like it created an incredibly strong bond. But then things started to shift, didn't they? This is where it gets really interesting. How did such a beloved, seemingly popular place like the Andersons, with all that loyalty, eventually face decline?
Yeah, this is where their unique model, which was once such a huge strength, started to, well, grapple with a rapidly changing retail landscape, a relentlessly changing one, actually. Their core struggle was adapting fast enough. They started to feel this intense squeeze from the aggressive expansion of specialized big box competitors, like Walmart for groceries and everyday items, and then Lowe's and Home Depot for home improvement. These new players were just optimized for massive scale and lower prices in their specific categories, and that made it incredibly difficult for the Andersons to compete effectively on every front simultaneously.
Right, the specialists started carving up their territory. And beyond that new physical competition, I imagine another shift, maybe even larger, in consumer habits played a huge role too.
Oh, absolutely. The explosive growth of online shopping, I mean, particularly the convenience offered by Amazon and just digital ordering in general, it fundamentally diminished the appeal of that in-store, all-in-one experience that had really defined the Andersons for so long. People just weren't shopping the same way anymore. They could get niche items delivered directly or price compare instantly online. And while the Andersons built loyalty through fantastic service, that kind of high-touch approach became increasingly difficult and expensive to sustain against competitors who prioritized volume and low prices through just sheer operational efficiency.
Hmm. So their strength, being the jack of all trades, which had served them so well for decades, actually became a strategic liability against this army of specialized, highly efficient competitors. What was the ultimate outcome of all these pressures then?
Well, sadly, in 2017, after several years of declining profitability in the retail division, the Andersons announced the closure of all four of its general stores. They cited, intense competition and business models that had simply become unsustainable in the face of these huge market changes. Those were the primary reasons given for exiting the general merchandising space. It is important to note, though, that while the retail stores are gone, the parent company itself, the Andersons, Inc., continues to operate successfully and profitably. They're still very active in the grain, ethanol, and rail industries, which, remember, was their original foundation way back when.
Right, that's fascinating how a company can evolve so much but also sometimes has to shed parts of itself to survive. So what does this all mean for the lasting legacy of the Andersons General Store? Because it clearly meant so much more to people than just a place to buy milk and chainsaws.
Yeah, it really did. It left behind a very deep legacy, even though it's physically gone now. For many people, especially in Ohio, the memories of shopping there evoke this powerful nostalgia. A nostalgia for a time when customer service genuinely seemed to matter more than just speed and price points. And, a time when stores felt like truly integral parts of the community fabric, not just these sort of anonymous transactional spaces.
And you still see that sentiment today, don't you? Online, maybe, from former employees and those loyal shoppers who remember it so fondly.
You absolutely do. People still share their fond memories online all the time. They post photos of the store's old signs, it's kind of quirky displays, and those instantly recognizable signature green shopping carts. Everyone remembers those. And it prompts a deeper thought, I think.
Yeah.
In an age of increasingly maybe sterile chain stores and impersonal digital checkouts, what does the Andersons symbolize? About what we might have lost, or perhaps what we still really value deep down?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think it remains a really powerful symbol of what local retail once was or could be. Personal, dependable, and deeply rooted in those, Ohio values we talked about. It reminds us that commerce can actually be about more than just the transaction itself.
It truly does. The Anderson story, it's really a testament to both the power of innovation in its early days. I mean, the foresight to create that hybrid model was quite something, and the enduring challenge of staying relevant in a constantly shifting world. It might be a physical place that's gone now, but it is certainly not a forgotten legacy.
Well said. And that wraps up our deep dive into the fascinating journey of the Andersons General Store. From its unique rise as a real community staple to its eventual fall in the face of modern competition. The story of the Andersons is, I think, a powerful reminder for you, our listener, about the profound forces that shape local economies and consumer habits, and that delicate balance between tradition, genuine connection, and the absolute need for adaptation.
So maybe as you look around your own community, think about this. What local businesses or institutions do you rely on? The ones that embody that same spirit of personal connection and dependability. And, maybe more importantly, given the constant evolution of retail and technology, what challenges might they be facing right now to stay relevant in today's ever-changing world? Something to think about.
Follow our channel for more stories from Ohio's forgotten places. Remember this spot? Drop a comment and tell us your memories. Got a place you think we should feature next? Let us know below.